So, we made it to the third episode of My First Time, and we have exactly 1 month until primary elections start. I think it's about time we start to wrap it up. I'm going to talk to peers and ask them about what issues concern our generation. Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Okay, I've categorized it into immediate and then the ones that are going to happen over the course of my voting experience. So the ones that are sort of immediate are like taxes and education. Education is huge. And then I have like long-term issues that I want to address, like the environment. Ooh. And so I have concerns about that, like how are we going to be able to sustain ourselves as an island, and how are we going to make sure that we're going to keep it clean and protecting our reefs and just all of the very pressing things that are pressing right now but also like won't be fixed tomorrow. And yeah, I guess like unemployment, like majority of Guam's population struggles with finding jobs. And I learned that we have one of the highest unemployment rates in the entire country, and including like the U.S. territories as well.
So today we're going to talk to peers, which means basically people in our age group or demographic. I wanted to ask you, why do you think that we don't have a lot of voters within this age group, and why you think people don't really care?
Okay, wait. It's not that they don't care. It's that they don't want to be caught on camera saying things that they care about. And I was thinking of that because this episode is really hard to film, and that like it's hard for us to find people, like just people to have on camera. A lot of it was like, oh, you know, I don't know enough about it, or I don't want to feel like I'm representing a big group. I mean, I had that struggle too. At first, this project was really difficult for me because I didn't want to be the face of something that I didn't know a lot about. But luckily, there are some people who do have that confidence to speak up about what they care about, and we're going to meet some of those people today.
And then my last question, what would you say to people that aren't really brave and aren't really comfortable sharing their opinions online? Like, what would your advice be for them?
Well, they don't have to voice it online or on social media. I don't think that's where it counts. I think where it counts is in like the voting booth.
And taking action, right?
Yeah, because you can post about it all you want, and you can say that you believe in certain things. I mean, it's a motif that we found throughout this entire series is like everyone will say things, but until you do it, whatever you say really doesn't matter. Now I'm going to talk to my friend Jarrett about what issues got him triggered. See, this is going great. This is going great.
Okay, we just...
So first, I know a ton about Jarrett. I really don't. But he's going to tell you... He's going to tell us a little bit about what he cares about. And then if it's anything like what I've heard before, you're going to be interested.
Man, I have a lot to talk about. I really do. And I guess like one that's really plastered all over the media is like the accreditation of the hospital. And I feel like that really is scary just because we only have one public hospital. And then other than that, with the distribution of taxes. And I can go into a whole nother like video talking about this. This second election that I did vote in, it was very like being a millennial, being someone who's young, and the whole like this next generation is going to take over, and basically that's the truth of it all, was bringing in a lot of new faces and having a lot of like trust and like belief in what they stood for as these candidates during that time. The only time I've seen their name basically pop up was this year, and it's disgusting because they like tantalized a lot of us and said they're going to do this and this is what's going to happen, but their name only came up this year. And why did it come up this year? Because they need our vote again. And a lot of things that they said they were going to do are only being passed now. And I get it takes time, but it's just really gross to see that a lot of the new faces that we did vote in, not saying all of them, but just a lot of them, are not really pulling through only now because it's election season again.
This is Austin. I just met him, and he's going to tell you guys a little bit about some of the issues that he thinks are very important. Did you ask him like where he works?
No, I probably won't.
Let's just not discuss that.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about where he works.
What is one issue that is super important to you right now as we're heading towards the primary elections?
I think it's very political and dirty, divided. I think we need to resort back to like mutual respect for one another, and then move on to like more pressing issues. Personally, I think we need to focus on our economy and not necessarily the tourism industry or bringing in visitors, but how else our people can um, benefit and bring money into the economy rather than relying on foreigners to bring in that money for us. But I know that by sustaining our environment, boosting our economy through what we have on our island, not so much relying on imports, and also focusing on our healthcare and improving the rate of poverty and bringing that down.
So why should more young people vote?
I just think it comes down to truly caring about your future and the future of your family. It seems like something you don't think about at age 20, but when a lot of changes take years of laws to be passed and then to be put into place, it requires our vote, and it requires us putting people that we trust, people that we believe will do that for us, even when we're not there to see it, and just trust that they're able to take care of Guam's people.
Okay. So we started like a call out on Monday. I had 2 girls be interested but not want to be on camera, which defeats the whole purpose of this video vlog. And then I had a friend of mine who was in the military who couldn't do it. Like yesterday was a disaster. We tried to like set up meetings and appointments with 2 people. Did it happen? No. Is it gonna happen? We're gonna try. So this is only part 1. Stay tuned for part 2. We're going to get a even bigger range of people to discuss what is important to them, because I want to know what gets you triggered. And I am triggered right now. Stay tuned for part 2.